to wrap things up to get a clean sweep. But Geek Fam will try their best to force a third game here, again, in the series.
Right. We have to see, because RRQ, if I'm not mistaken here, they have 4 Purifies on their team, so they're very much respecting the possibility for Geek Fam to go for those pickoffs. That's insane. 4 green battle spells and only 1 Retribution for Alberttt for sure. So we'll see what their plan is. It seems like they want to kite back, right, and bait Geek Fam and deal damage using that Lilia, and then later on re-engage using R7, and maybe Alberttt can find a chance to just dive towards that backline.
They recognize their main challenge, and I think that's great. Being able to respect the CC coming in from Geek Fam is going to do them wonders because of the composition that they have opted for. But as you can see here on your screen, Talent's prediction by Axe. It's quite even.
3-3.
Me and Papung are the difference here from the Indo as well as on the English desk, and that I still stand with what I want. I still stand that RRQ Hoshi have a clear winning condition. If they're able to just stave it off in that early game, they do have a chance to win it in, let's say, above 15 minutes when they start to reach that power spike.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at it again, their respect, right? RRQ coming into this game with respect. Meanwhile, Clay, though, going to be popped in, and Hash Chain coming in. Clay is able to bait in so much of those resources for Alberttt to pick up the first blood and a double kill as well. RRQ collapse early on. I was about to say, respect is one thing, but is that too much respect? So far, no. It worked out.
That's insane. They were actually going in for that pickoff potential, but you have to be careful against RRQ Hoshi, man. When you tunnel too much on the potential pickoffs, we've seen it again and again in game number 1. They can re-engage and just turn it around on you, especially when Alberttt is on a hero with quote-unquote AoE damage like the Paquito. 2 members instantly deleted, and the Turtle is already being pressured by Geek Fam, actually.
Alberttt looking for the steal again. He did it before, taunted up. Baloyskie goes in for damage, and Hash Chain as well. Alberttt gonna get taken down there in the midst of it all as they go for the Turtle. Who takes it? It's Janaaqt. Now trying to run away. He goes out with the enhanced sword. Brilliant objective take and a brilliant disengage from Geek Fam. They're able to equalize a little bit now in terms of the score.
Remember, Geek Fam's composition is going to allow them to go very aggressively in that early game. They're able to roam, take those objectives way faster than RRQ Hoshi can hope to imagine here, especially now that we're still in the 3rd minute. But in terms of that emblems, are there any disparities here, Arashi?
For the most part, it's the standard builds. Alberttt going in for that killing spree, I think intending to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more risky, because it's a high-risk, high-reward situation here when he wants to play this style, right? If he can get the kill, then he has more chances of getting out. But if he does not get to secure the kill, that makes it very difficult for him to get any value from that emblem. So how he executes in the game, especially in the mid-game with his power spikes, is going to be very important.
Oh, no sprint for R7. Jana goes in for the kill. Still, though, R7 with the Purify is able to get out. And again, this is something that we have seen from Geek Fam many, many times. Against Alter Ego, how they were able to get a 2-0 clean sweep against them was with that kill pressure placed onto the XP lane. Baloyskie, though, goes in for the wild charge. Able to disengage for now, as that's going to be Alberttt looking for the engage once again. Good missile arrow placed in. Vin jumps in all the way under the turret, almost taking Baloy down. Clay is there trying to get the kill. Notices Chadera was waiting in the bush. They disengage. A good save from Geek Fam.
On that point, before the team fight begun, I feel like it's a little different because Alter Ego, they have such reliance on Pi in that EXP lane, whereas RRQ Hoshi, they all kind of do their roles and have their own particular impact when it comes to their victories, and they're not heavily reliant on one particular person. They don't rely too much on Vin. They don't rely on Skylar. Each of these team members have their own roles in the game. So even if Geek Fam want to do the same thing and apply the same thing that they did in their game against Alter Ego, it's not going to be as easy. As you can see here, RRQ Hoshi already first towards this next turtle.
We see that RRQ Hoshi were invading and taking away resources from Janaaqt, knowing that Geek Fam were going for a gang-heavy playstyle. If they're in the lanes a lot, you go to the jungle, and now they caught Geek Fam in a weird situation. I'm not quite sure what exactly, how they want to actually initiate this fight here, because R7 is being a complete nuisance, just in the front, dealing bits and bits of damage with the Esmeralda.
Baloy already with a wild charge. Luke jumping in onto 3, getting the taunt. Abyssal arrow connecting onto Alberttt as that's going to be the circling eagle popped in. Luke able to dish out so much damage, sustain as well, but Elzura isn't able to take Alberttt down. Alberttt is low. Elzura as well. Clay looking for the kill onto him as he goes back in for the damage. Clay going to be able to take him down there, killing him and securing the turtle as well. RRQ Hoshi with another brilliant team fight and another brilliant objective take.
That's the thing. If RRQ Hoshi want to win this out, they need to be able to force team fights like that. And once they've reached their power spike, Geek Fam, it's not going to be as easy for them to land those neutral objectives. But we see already the damage coming in from Alberttt here as we take a look at his items. Already a Hunter Strike.
With the Hunter Strike, he has a lot of burst damage. It's just about who can actually facilitate the play. Skylar almost gets taken out there. And you can see that Clock of Destiny is being built up by Elzura. So far, they still lack a bit of damage though. We've seen that members of RRQ Hoshi, they do get caught without some crowd control, but Geek Fam are not able to secure the kill. And
that's just the brilliance of the Purify, right? RRQ,
that too, yes.
They went for the Purify just exactly because of that. It relieves so much kill pressure. Jana going for the enhanced chain. If that Abyssal arrow hit, that's goodbye to Clay. But unfortunately for Geek Fam right now, RRQ with the 4 Purifies. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like Geek Fam are able to push out a whole lot of that kill pressure that we initially thought they were going to.
At this stage, they just need to be prioritizing those pickoffs, like what they're trying to do here on R7.
Oh, R7. This is the disadvantage of having no sprint. He's still able to dodge away, but not for long. Again, no sprint will mean that if you don't have the Purify, you're really going to be just a sitting duck there. So Baloyskie goes in for a flicker wild charge on to Vin. Blazing Red coming in, all to Elzura, picking him up. Baloyskie taken low, taken down by Skylar. As Jadera is going to be left all alone. He tries to dash out, but Alberttt follows him under the turret. Picking up a Malefic Roar here. And RRQ, they're pushing their gold lead up to a 3K gold lead.
That was big. This is huge. Now, RRQ Hoshi, they're going to be able to have a lot of pressure on all these lanes, especially seeing that Geek Fam, they're trying to take some compensation. They're trying to go for that top side. But what is RRQ Hoshi going to trade that with? They're going to take this next turtle as Geek Fam. They're just not going to contest at this stage. They know they can't group 5v5 with the power coming in from RRQ Hoshi, especially with their spells. And even someone like Baloyskie can't tank the damage.
Good cover.
Elzura, man, he comes in, he sees an opportunity. That's a bait. Alberttt just takes him out just like that. And now with the members' advantage, RRQ Hoshi, this is what they do best. They play for tempo, they pressure again and again. But Geek Fam, they're trying to try and orchestrate something here. There is a flank coming in from Luke with that Fredrin. Gonna be a bit too slow though.
All right, he's trying to go for the dash. Oh my god, the damage from Skylar. He's chasing deep. Luke taken low, forced to recall here. And again, Skylar was able to pick up the Golden Staff in the 7th minute. So reaching that power spike so early on, just, oh man, this man's a menace right now. Take a look at him right now as we are going to take a look at the player head-to-head, Arashi, by Head and Shoulders.
You can see the average KDA is favoring Skylar, but only just a bit. Average turret damage as well, because Skylar does a lot more of his own thing in the side. But GPM and average damage, though, Kadera is able to actually win out against him. So that is interesting. Shows again that Kadera, despite showing up out of nowhere, he is still a very solid player. But right now, Geek Fam, it's got to be very stressful playing against 4 Purifies. You never really know who actually you can go for, right? Because everyone has a Purify. You have to keep track of all 4 Purifies to know exactly who is a guaranteed engage.
Baloy goes in for the wild charge, flickers out of there. And yeah, there's not really much done there so far. RRQ able to go for the engage once again onto Jana, putting a whole lot of damage onto him. As Shadera looks for a cheeky little Renner. Not really able to find its mark though. Geek Fam are losing in all fronts currently. RRQ can just use this map pressure to play it slow. They don't really need to rush anything. It's Geek Fam who are caught in this desperate spot.
And this time, R7 is going to have a better time than he did in game number 1 because he doesn't have a quote-unquote natural counter in the composition that Geek Fam has actually brought to the table. So he's going to be able to push those side lanes, and that's exactly what he's trying to do and is able to do. RRQ Hoshi already swimming around this Lord, looking for something, looking for a bait perhaps onto Geek Fam, realizing that they have the map pressure.
Right now for Geek Fam though, I don't know, if it goes to the siege situation, they can have more success, but now R7 escapes with the Purify. RRQ, they're still playing calm and collected. They don't bite on the bait and go, and Skylar goes in!
Skylar, massive, gonna get chain CC though, but he has chain there. As in the back lines, the Lord will be taken down. Vin as well falls to the hands of Chadera. Lord take traded in for 2 kills. A runner shot connecting onto Clay. Ooh.
Yeah, I guess they had information that Baloyskie already used his wild charge, and they thought, okay, I think it's safe to go in with a Blazing Duet. But little did they know there was still the enhanced chains that could come up from Janaaqt to be able to get that kill instead. So maybe perhaps a miscommunication, misplay, mis-setup coming in from RRQ Hoshi, as we can take a look at the instant replay here presented by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
And Skylar goes in, gets punished by the empowered chain into all the follow-up coming from Geek Fam because they still have a lot of burst damage. RRQ is just able to avoid it by getting out of the crowd control with the Purify. But now with 3 Purifies down, Geek Fam has a very okay high ground. They have that Beatrix, and they're going to use it to its full potential. And now RRQ Hoshi, they're the ones having to think, how will they crack open the base of Geek Fam when all they have are Purifies?
We'll see right here. Chadera already dealing the damage onto the Lord, taking it down, but RRQ, sure, they'll give you that bottom side. They'll give you the Lord. They'll just go forward to take onto the mid lane tier 2. Now over to the top side. Clay, though, gonna get caught in the Abyssal Arrow.
Ooh,
Clay
he's
still
afraid.
had the Purify. He waited for it. And Vin also had his Guiding Wind. So RRQ did not need to burn any resources there. And it's another small victory for RRQ as they are able to still find so much value with the first Lord. Baloyskie with the flank once again spotted out by Vin.
That takes patience though, Miracle, because as a Lilia, you get hit by something like that, you either reflex tap into your ultimate or even use that Purify, but he didn't waste that because that could have been a really huge potential for Geek Fam to bait that out before they go into a team fight like this.
Oh, Baloyskie popped in that wild charge again, trying to disengage, but RRQ knew it. They backed off right before the wild charge hit.
RRQ is playing a lot more calculatively, and if you can see, Alzura was trying to go for the damage, at least a chunk of HP from Clay, but then he remembers the last time he goes for that, Alberttt was there to knock him out. So now they have a lot more to think about, but you can see Alberttt just waiting in the wings, looking for an opportunity, but gets spotted there. They will try and take the orange buff away from Geek Fam.
Yeah, they're trying to spot it out. Alberttt picks up the orange buff, stealing it away from Geek Fam. As Geek Fam right now, I guess they're looking for a trade. That's why the Julian is up top with the Fredrin. At this point, what do they do, right? Like, because there's no turrets left except for the base turret.
What do they do for which team?
Geek Fam.
For Geek Fam, I think they just want to carry it to the late game, right? Because later on they can abuse the Beatrix, and in the really late stages of the game, they can rely on the Abyssal Arrow to land, and if they jump in and it gets purified, sure, they don't use too much because it's by all means not an ultimate, right? And for RRQ, they just have to try and isolate Geek Fam as much as possible, although now R7 gets jumped on.
Yeah, he still has the Purify, will not use it. R7 taken low. He finally pops it in the last second. He baits out a whole lot of resources and the Retry as well. That just gives RRQ the opportunity to go for the Lord. But here, you can see the Lord push advantage. The amount of gold that they were able to get in that Lord push. Now, though, they're going to go on for the Lord. Enhance this time around. Chadera trying to cut away, poking Vin down. As that's going to be Luke jumping in with a taunt. Abyssal Arrow not connecting just yet. Alberttt goes over the knockout strike onto Baloyskie. Skylar as well, using that BMI. Vin gonna get knocked up once again, taken low. R7 in the back line still, charging that falling Star Moon, isolating Chadera as the knockout strike comes in onto 2 members. Look at the duet from Skylar, able to burst them down as Chadera gets a shutdown, a double kill, but it's not enough. Jana comes in with a re-engage onto Skylar. It's Jana versus the world. Jana still surviving, but he's gonna get shut down by R7. A double kill picked up. Alzura dodging away from the falling Star Moon, but with the mobility that R7 has, he might be able to come in for the kill. No, doesn't even need it. Skylar with the damage comes in. Baloyskie will respawn. It's a wipeout again by Head and Shoulders for RRQ, but it's not gonna be the end of Geek Fam just yet.
4,000 gold lead after that team fight. It's insane because before they went into the team fight, I saw that Geek Fam wasted nearly all of their ultimates, whereas RRQ Hoshi still had them propped up. But the thing is, I thought because of that, RRQ Hoshi would have a huge advantage, but even then, Geek Fam, they were still able to get a lot of trades on the map, even buy themselves enough time to prevent RRQ Hoshi from going in against and taking that Lord away to their advantage. But I guess someone like Azura isn't reliant on that ultimate as well as Janaaqt, so that might be the reason why.
Kadira also made a very dangerous play. You can say it's a success or failure, but he is able to secure 2 kills there, just jumping into the midst of RRQ. So it was very risky, and it has mixed results. It could have had a lot more potential, but I think it's a bit too expensive for him to try and attempt again. Without the flicker available right here, he cannot attempt those crazy Wesker plays. As I say that, Vin gets taken out.
The caster curse here for Arashi as Vin just gets taken down with the falling sound. We're locking 2 and Blaze for Blazing the way to come in, but look at the CC! Skylar gonna get CC, Luke into the damage, Baloyskie flickering out, Luke still in a 1v2 situation, able to knock Alberttt off, Skylar coming in, but the Abyssal Arrow connects onto R7, who's gonna be able to take the kill on towards Luke. It's a 2 for 3. RRQ looking for the Lord now as R7 zones the Grok and Selena away.
At the stage, Geek Fam, they can't group up like that. That's how RRQ Hoshi have been able to win this out. The Esmeralda goes in with the Falling Star Moon, and it instantly gets propped with the Blazing Duet coming in from Skylar to dish out all that damage. And look at this, 3 for 1 trade, or 2 trade? 1 trade this time around to favor RRQ Hoshi, and a Lord on the way as well as RRQ Hoshi. They are leading, they are dominating here in the 17th minute.
That was like a 2 for 3, I believe. And Kadira, he just has to be a bit more careful because him getting picked off, him getting dove on by RRQ Hoshi is the win condition right now. He needs to make sure that he does not get taken out, and he can be that insane source of DPS in that late game. Although on the other side, Clay has a lot of damage here built up on that Lilia, and it doesn't matter if you're tanky, if you're the Fredrin or the Grok, he does have that glowing wand to deal an extra bit of DPS. So it's just very difficult right now. If Geek Fam can withstand the initial combo, they have a chance, but it's a very tall order.
Enhanced Lord there, already coming down into the mid lane, charging, as now RRQ will look to go for the siege onto that top base turret. They might actually be able to look for the end here, but I don't think they want to risk it just yet. Enhanced Lord taken down in the mid lane, RRQ with the guiding win, able to bring the others back away for the reset. Disciplined plays from RRQ.
And it's interesting because despite the fact that R7 didn't bring the sprint, he's actually opted to itemize with the Ice Queen wand. So with his skills, they're going to be able to slow, but here we go. Geek Fam looking for an engage.
Conceal play. That's a conceal play from Geek Fam, and now it's re-engaged by the Falling Star Moon. But Geek Fam seems to be still in order. RRQ Hoshi, they're trying to make plays happen, but Skylar's at half HP. It might be a bit too dangerous, and they both back away. And Geek Fam, they have to try and find a way to use their range advantage to try and get something to happen before the fight even begins.
Did Skylar get hit with a Renner shot just now?
Yeah, he did, but Baloyskie's getting hit by the DPS coming in from Skylar's kit as well. Both of the teams trading, but at this point, right, even if you do get the Renner shot, Skylar's going to be able to sustain. The only good Renner shot, only value Renner shot, is probably onto Clay, because that might force him to use his black shoes. But that's about it.
That's the main thing they can try and do, and that's the issue right now. They really, they actually itemize and use a composition that's so geared towards pickoffs, but against 4 Purifies again and again, this just seems to be such a creative and silly way of dealing with it, but it's working out for RRQ Hoshi, with still 7k gold lead and Skylar not being shut down. If they can try and pick him off, maybe that will result in a comeback situation, but until that happens, it's very difficult because Skylar does not have to do anything out of the ordinary. He can just stay in the back, right, play safely, and then wait for the right moment to just Blazing Duet all the way in the front. And Geek Fam, they have no way of forcing him to do anything different.
You can see that Geek Fam is trying to put pressure here in the top side, trying to push that out, trying to force R7 to get towards that top side, kind of distract him for a bit as they're going to go for this next Lord. And honestly, I gotta say, at this stage, if RRQ Hoshi has the better setup this time around, if RRQ Hoshi can get this, I think this might be the last push. And it's all pressure for Geek Fam right now as Janaaqt! No! He gets taken down right before the Lord!
Oh, that is massive for RRQ. Geek Fam now, They don't have a jungler. They can't go for the contest. They can go for a fight, however. Skylar is going to be chunked low. Lord is still taken down to only a half of his HP. Janera is going to get taken down with the falling star move. Clay! Oh my god, Janera was able to flicker in, but Clay, what a brilliant timing on that Black Shoes to escape the damage. Luke is the only man left standing. Alberttt goes over the knockout strike. Luke trying to deal the damage to sustain. He gets the kill. He goes for another. That's Luke still able to escape for now. He's going to go for the defense again. The miracle play from Luke. Let's see if he's able to do it right here. 10 seconds for Janaaqt to spawn RRQ. They made the wrong decision, I think. They only have one minion. Luke can go back. He's going to go onto the minions. RRQ onto the base right here. He's going to get cleared out, but it does not matter. RRQ, they're going to be able to clean sweep Geek Fam here in the second.